Hey ladies, it's Shan here, and it's Monday, the 8th, and we're counting down our top 5 most memorable, favorite, life-changing, amazing moments of our life. Last week I shared number 5 with you. This week I'm going to share number 4, much more important moment in my life than number 5. So here it is. From 2002 to 2004, I was in one of the best search and rescue organizations in the country. I did evidence searches on several murder cases and other cases, but mostly murder cases. I've done live searches and body recoveries. I saw my first dead body when I was 14. As you can imagine, training to be in search and rescue is nothing easy. It consists of 9 months of hell, but the most incredible 9 months of your life because you learn a lot about yourself. So I guess through my recruiting months, we didn't have a whole lot of searches. And then I certified May 2003. Meaning I was full certified, like, it's all good. So yeah. So there was, the summer of 2003 was pretty busy for us. We had been called out on numerous searches, and there was one stretch, it was actually 4th of July weekend, and we got called out on 3 searches in less than 48 hours. Every year we're in a parade with we call it the E-truck. It stands for emergency. Every year we're in a parade called we're in a parade with the E-truck, and we also do kind of security for the parade. There's a freeway entrance right by where the parade goes by, and so we sit at the freeway entrance and don't let anyone on. So we were scheduled to do that parade. I was planning on going, and July 3rd, in the evening, we got called out on a search, and we went out, and we were at this location that is actually a nude beach in Portland, which is a really awkward place to do a search, as you can imagine. And we were looking for an individual who was high, they believed, a known drug addict, and had disappeared. His mom believed he was in this park somewhere. So we looked for him from about 2 in the morning till about dawn, so about 6 or so. We found him, and everything was good. So that was one search. Second search, we actually got called back out to that same location, only this time we were looking for a dead body. They had information that an individual might have been dumped there, and he was either there or in Cuba. They weren't sure which. He wasn't there. I had more mosquito bites on me from that day than I ever have, and it was gross. And I saw lots of naked people because that one was during the day. So we basically had to kind of skip the parade. We did send a couple people, but whatever. So a couple days after that, I still hadn't gotten caught up on my sleep. We had a search. We got called out on a search, and usually the way it works is they say the first 5 people to respond to this message get to go if they only want a certain number of people. The person who left the message instead said the first 5 people who come to the sheriff's office get to go. And so I am racing to the sheriff's office, get there, not in time. I lived about a half an hour, 45 minutes away, so by the time I got my pack and got dressed and got there, it was like an hour later. However, there were about 5 of us that had got there too late, including an advisor. And he called the other advisor, and the advisor said, well, we don't need anyone else. And he said, well, what's the call for? And he said, well, it's a overweight diabetic individual with heart problems stuck up on a trail. And so, against orders, this advisor said, fuck it, we're going. And so we took the new van, we put a blue light on the top, which was probably the sweetest moment of my life. slapping one of those little portable cop blue lights on the top, and drove up to the trailhead. They had already gotten all the equipment, and were a little bit up. We tried to convene with their trailhead, but it didn't work. Like, tried to drive up an access road and then jump on, but we ended up on the wrong trail. So we ended up having to hike about 2 miles of concrete switchbacks, which, if you don't know what a switchback is, it's when a trail zigzags like this. So you go up, and then you go up, and then that's how you climb to the top. So we're on concrete switchback, which is just terrible for your knees. We're with what's called the RAT team, the Reach and Treat team. It's run by the EMTs, by an ambulance company. And we're with them, helping them carry a 40-pound heart monitor, which, think about it, I've already got about 50 to 60 pounds of shit on my back. I'm tired. It's like 3 in the morning. No, it was probably like 11. Anyway, it's like 11 o'clock at night. I hadn't slept in 3 days. Exhausted. Carrying my pack. It's like 90 degrees out. And then the wind would blow in and you get really cold. So you go from being really hot and sweaty to being freezing. Your body temperature cannot regulate itself, and it's hell. My knees were killing me. I was tired. And I was seriously about to turn around and just go back and just say fuck it all. And I felt like shit. And so finally we reached this guy, and I'm feeling a little better. We're away from the wind, so my body temperature is kind of regulated out. But there's only 10 of us. And the way it works is when you carry a gurney, to you people we call it a litter. When you carry a litter, you need 6 people. Minimum. That's if you're not switching. If you have a big fat motherfucker, pardon my language, you need at least 10 people. 8 on, and then to switch with 2. Well, we had like maybe 10. But we also had to carry the brake. Someone also had to control the brake of the litter, because it has a big wheel on it. And you'd think that'd take the weight off, it doesn't. Long story short, I ended up helping carry this guy for 4 hours on the same arm. We got one break because he had to pee, and that was more of a pain in the ass than anything, because we had to take the wheels off, put him down, let him get up. He's attached to this heart monitor, let him take a piss, then he has to lay back down. Long story short, I realized that night that I have more inner strength and more determination than I had ever known. And it is something that I've carried with me since then. And I know that no matter what happens in my life, nothing will be as hard as that was. I actually still have shoulder problems from it, and from a basketball injury. So, it was worth it. But my number 4 moment of my life was the moment that when I thought I was done, I wasn't. And I wasn't even close. And 5 hours later, we came off the trailhead. And I know this sounds cheesy, but it was totally worth it when his wife, of like 40 years, he was old, of like 30, 40 years, was just bawling. So that's my number 4 moment. So excited to share with you my number 3 moment. Also, good news, I'm going to be an aunt. That's right, my brother having a baby, as is Deandra's brother, which is awesome. My brother might be having twins. It's so scary. But have a good week.